Okay, we're going to get started. So welcome, IU East psychology graduates, faculty, current students, administrators, staff, and guests, as we celebrate our national ranking in psychology for our online program by US News and World Report. We have people joining us both face-to-face and online. We're number 8. I'm Professor Dwayne Mundy, chair of the psychology department, and the person with the longest institutional memory in the program. So I'm going to give you a little bit of history today and some perspective. I came to IU East in 2006, meaning I've been here for over 16 years, and I've been the chair for over 8 years. So my statistics training tells me that's about half the time I've been here. I've been the chair. And I should note that when I got here in 2006, practically all of the classes, almost all the classes were face-to-face. So quite a change today. But I should go back a little further in time to mention a couple key players in our program who laid the foundation for what we have today. To my knowledge, the first faculty member was Fred Grossmeyer, who came to IU East in the early 1970s as the psychology program was starting. And Fred eventually funded an annual psychology award for student research that still bears his name. The chair of the program before me was the legendary Susie Shapiro, who has verified that in 1994, she did in fact design and teach the first ever online course in the United States. So that seems pretty appropriate. At the time, she had to ask Chancellor David Fulton for a favor. He reluctantly agreed. She said, "Can I teach this weird type of course on the World Wide Web?" And thankfully he agreed. The first time she taught the course, there were only about 3 students. But by the third time, she told me there were students in Russia, a sign of things to come. So Susie served admirably as the leader of our program for many years until her retirement in 2014. And that's when I took over as chair. Our original psychology degree at IU East was actually a bachelor's in behavioral and social science, a BSS, with a concentration in psychology. We converted this to a bachelor's of science in psychology in 2011, and then quickly thereafter in 2012, made it an online degree. So it only took about 10 years to become number 8. When I came to IU East in 2006, there were only 3 full-time faculty, me, Susie Shapiro, and Kathleen Felton. A few adjunct faculty, approximately 30 to 40 psychology majors. Skip ahead to today, we have 7 full-time faculty, 12 regular adjunct faculty, and over 400 majors. Over 80% of those majors are in the online program now. We also have a master's program in mental health counseling, which is now in its 5th year. I feel I must acknowledge our amazing faculty by name. So roughly in order of seniority, we have Beth Trammell, Deborah Miller, Amanda Crahay, Greg Dam, Yvette Loshik, and Alyssa Brown. Let's show our appreciation for everything these rock stars have done to make our program. I feel I also have to mention an underappreciated current list of 12 adjunct faculty who are really the glue that holds our program together. So roughly in order of seniority, as memory serves, Michael Kulakis, Felix McGee, Melissa Rodemuller, Katie Preston, Nate Sutter, Jody McKnight, Lori Stevens, Shannon Smart, Laura Gray, Cody Davis, Nicole Lucas, and Nick Armenti. Let's have a round of applause for everything they've done. I also have to acknowledge all the hard work and expertise from our former and current psychology advisors. and other support staff in HSS who have been real game changers for our program. So these are Katie Cheney, Liz Ferris, Sherry Adolahanty, Michelle Holliday, Kirsten Barbary, Jess Simpson, Lindsay Dirksen, Sam Allen, Pat Dowdy, Cindy Wicker, and Sherry Bills. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Let's show our appreciation. Congratulate all our students who have graduated from our purposely challenging and now nationally ranked online psychology program. These online alumni have self-discipline and grit that we all know it takes to be successful in an online program. So let's acknowledge their accomplishments. Our online student body today is regional, national, and international in scope, with graduates so far coming from 35 states and 8 countries, and the graduates now in the hundreds. Lastly, I will simultaneously thank and introduce our next speaker. This is the Dean of the Humanities and Social Sciences, who has done everything humanly possible to make our program what it is today, Dr. Darren Snyder.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here to celebrate this huge milestone. It is wonderful to be here with you. And folks that are standing, it's safe to sit in a chair because this will not be a long program, I promise. Well, at IU East, we're very proud of the things that we do and the things that we accomplish. And a lot of people go about their jobs every day doing important things, from working in hospitals and schools and designing bridges and driving trucks and building widgets. The widgets are important and we need widgets and we like widgets. But here in higher education, we don't build widgets, we build people. We build critical thinkers and people that then go out and change their families and their communities. And we're proud of that, immensely proud of that. So we have people at IU East who do amazing things every day. And while so many at IU East deserve recognition, once in a while a special distinction comes, like what we're celebrating today, the national recognition that has come to the online psychology program, and all of those who are part of it. Our colleagues in psychology, both full-time and adjunct, have created a remarkable experience for students. And in a few minutes, I'll share just some brief comments from the alumni in the program. But our faculty colleagues have been perceptive to the needs of students, and they've been entrepreneurial. They think well outside the walls of the classroom. They look for ways to reach learners in creative ways. For example, they mentor students in research and in cooperative work experiences and through challenging classes. Greg Dam, for instance, mentors students in work in the neuroscience lab. Yvette Lochek and Amanda Crahay have worked long and hard on a notoriously difficult course in research methods to make it accessible to students, and drastically dropped the DFW rate. And those who are outside of higher education, that means those who get a D or an F or a W, which is bad. And they've improved that, so we're very grateful for that. Dwayne Lundy, in addition to being a longtime chair in the department, continues to mentor students and to publish with them. So imagine as a student to get your name on a professional publication with your mentor, your faculty mentor. Our psychology faculty are also attuned to the needs of the people who live in our region. And perhaps an outgrowth of our celebrated undergraduate program is the master's degree in mental health counseling. The program is thriving under the leadership of Beth Trammell, who's in Washington, D.C. at a conference right now, delivering a paper, with critical support from Melissa Brown and from Deborah Miller, who prepare future counselors, which we so badly need. Now only a few years old, the program has a strong and full cohort of students, and I'm told that every one of them is strong, and the majority of them are from our own undergraduate program, homegrown. And so they're the offspring of that program. And the psychology department also attends to the co-curriculum. And I'm thinking, for example, several years now, students in psychology have had the unique opportunity to learn about the roots of the discipline by study abroad in Europe with Deborah Miller, having organized many of those trips and taken students. So these are all life-changing opportunities for students, and they impact not only the students, but the generations that come after them. One psychology faculty member, one of our full-time faculty, put it this way: we tend to have students who really need our support, such as first-generation students, our support to succeed. They need personable and well-trained advisors, which we have. They need academically strong yet personal professors, which we have. And they need experiences inside and outside the classroom to get to know the professors and apply the concepts that they learn in the classroom. So the success of our program is due to such a great extent to our advisors, our staff, our full-time faculty, but it would not be possible without the trusted colleagues in the adjunct ranks. And two longtime adjunct faculty members, Shannon Smart, who's actually here with us today, Shannon, just so people see you, and Katie Preston have shared a few thoughts in a video, so we'd like to share that with you now.
Hi, my name is Shannon Smart, and I would like to congratulate the department on this recognition. I've been an instructor with the psychology department for quite a few years and started off in person and transitioned to online classes as well. But I have a sort of unique perspective because not only do I see the instructional side of things, I also graduated from IU East. So I see the side as a student as well. And I think the thing that impressed me as a student was that feeling of intimacy the campus had, that your professors knew you, they wanted you to succeed, they supported you. And part of the reason why this recognition is occurring is because you've taken that feeling of intimacy onto a large scale online platform. So the students not only get a very high quality education, they also feel seen. And they feel seen because they are seen. So congratulations once again. This recognition is very well deserved.
Hi, my name is Katie Preston, and this is my 7th year teaching an online lifespan class for IU East. And there are many things that I love about teaching, but probably one of my favorite things is at the end of each semester, I ask students to reflect on what they've learned in the class. And the greatest joy I have is in hearing how much the students have taken the concepts from the text and all of the things that they've learned. And they really feel like not only will they be able to use it in their professional lives and the things that they go to do beyond their degree, but they've learned so much personally as well. And many students express how they've learned more about themselves, and they've learned about their spouses or their children and things that they can apply that have really helped them in their everyday life. So that's one of my favorite things about teaching.
Central to our celebration today is the experience that students get in the psychology program. And I would like to conclude by just sharing a few comments from a few of the alumni. My professors truly seem to care about their students and ensure that we can all succeed. The program allowed me to get the education I needed to eventually obtain my doctorate in psychology. Many of the adjunct professors were practicing in the community and would share experiences about the topics that we were learning about. As a professional now, I often think back to those real life stories when working with students. One graduate said, "I double majored in both nursing and psychology. The value of my psychology degree allowed me to excel in my career with 2 promotions in 3 years and to make a difference in the communities that I served." And finally, one alumnus said, "I loved attending IU East Psychology Online. After graduating, I moved into high-level management role at a prestigious medical school. I couldn't have done any of this without IU East Psychology." And finally, I offer my own heartfelt congratulations to our faculty and students in the psychology program, as well as to the many staff who support its successes. We will be pleased now to hear from our Chancellor, Michelle Malott. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Snyder, and good afternoon, everybody. I just want to start by saying, wow, what I've heard so far has been so impressive. And I am very, very pleased to speak with you this afternoon. You've had the opportunity to hear a little about the history and the growth of the psychology program and the strength of the faculty as educators and scholars. You've also heard about the student experience, that students feel seen, especially in a large platform online program. The psychology major is one of the largest ones we have on campus, and as a result has the potential to make a significant contribution to the success of IU East, and it most certainly does that. The success of our campus is directed or articulated in our mission statement. In particular, the idea that our job is to challenge students to grow intellectually and personally in a supportive and scholarly environment. Faculty teaching quality, scholarly expertise, commitment to student success are key aspects of this charge. And the faculty of the psychology department are exemplars of all three of these things. They are active scholars and scientists, publishing on topics such as the psychological underpinnings of how people determine what they like or dislike about a piece of music, or an analysis of how students perceive debt and what types of starting salaries they anticipate, which is really kind of an interesting thing. They also contribute to their disciplinary areas by publishing books and textbooks, being recognized for their excellence in pedagogy, and they use their expertise in service to the community, volunteering with organizations such as Girls Inc. as one example. Another point of pride, and it relates to service about the department that I have, is that 3 of our faculty are licensed and active mental health counselors, which is wonderful for our students, especially, as Dean Snyder mentioned, those in the mental health counseling graduate degree. 2 of these faculty, Deb Miller and Beth Trammell, have also used their training as counselors to create something called the Beth and Deb Show, which is accessible to both campus and online students. The Beth and Deb Show is basically recorded segments of the 2 of them chatting together and discussing healthy ways to face many issues common to all of us, like procrastination, burnout, conflict resolution is just a few examples. What I love is that in their videos, they are their authentic selves, which is how I know they also teach in their classrooms. They make these topics accessible and, dare I say, fun. They are geared towards students, but anybody can watch them. So if you haven't heard of the Beth and Deb Show, you should really check it out. I've heard they're on YouTube. Actually, I know they're on YouTube. I think Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I think they have a TikTok now. And I will say that when you check them out, you should check out my favorite, which is about the roaming bee. I'll leave it at that. So the US News and Report ranking of the Psychology Online program is an incredibly impressive accomplishment. It benefits the entire campus by reflecting the excellence of IU East faculty and staff in delivering online education, which in turn makes us an institution of choice by providing the public with great information about the quality of this program in a form that they are familiar with, that is the US News and World Report rankings. Importantly, though, this ranking is the result of the hard work and commitment of the psychology faculty and the staff and advisors and the adjunct faculty that you've heard about today, who understand and ensure their students experience the best practices of online pedagogy and online learning and the online experience. Every member of the department makes it a priority to connect with and, importantly, engage their students in their material, to learn how to think about problems and develop approaches to solving them, especially when those problems involve people. And this speaks to the mission of IU East that I mentioned earlier. It also reminds me of a quote by a well-known psychologist, and I hope the faculty don't roll their eyes at me here, but B.F. Skinner, who stated that education survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. And what I take that to mean for our psychology program is that the students are well prepared for careers where they are adept at applying what they have learned. To end, I want to express to the faculty and staff of the psychology department my deep admiration to each of you for your commitment to students, to your pedagogy, and to what I know is the special attention and effort it takes to create such an outstanding online program. We are fortunate here at IU East because of this. Kudos to all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle, and thanks for mentioning B.F. Skinner, one of my favorites. He was actually an IU professor for I think at least a year or two.
He was, yeah, 2 years.
So for those of you watching in face-to-face format, please continue to mingle and enjoy some more great food from the den. And for those of you joining us online, thank you. And all psychology graduates, please keep in touch. Your continued success is so important to us. Thanks, everyone.